As you know, we are passionate about sharing mental health resources here on Studio 512. It's so important to be proactive with our kids, our youth, and our adults and elder folks as well. So it runs the gamut today. That's what we're talking about. Tyler Coe, host of the brand new PBS program, How Are We Today, joins us to discuss what the show plans to offer, and we are really happy to have him. Tyler, good morning.
Good morning. How are we today?
How are we today? I am pretty good. How are we today?
We're doing great. I'm just so thrilled that we get to be here to talk about the show. Thank you so much.
Of course, happy to have you. Let's talk about exactly what the show is. You say it's group versus guru, and I'd like to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are not trying to reinvent the wheel. This show is inspired by all the PBS greats, which is why we had it end up on PBS. So Fred Rogers, LeVar Burton, Miss Frizzle, Barney, I mean, the list goes on, right?
Aww.
And so we named the show How Are We Today because we feel like there is this disconnect that we all kind of feel right now, individual pitted against individual, and we want to make this about team and family. And so the show is very much trying to create a home, if you will, even though it's set in my apartment, being able to bring these big emotions and feelings we have, be raw and real about them, but have fun with this thing and make it feel very inclusive.
That is wonderful. And speaking of being inclusive, yes, there's, what I hear from psychiatrists and psychologists is that there's a bit of an epidemic happening right now with our young people. But those aren't the only folks that you're wanting to talk to. In fact, this is a show for everybody.
It really is, which always annoys people when you're pitching a TV show when they ask you for a demographic. But it really is for everybody because we want to target those kids that are coming into puberty, which is typically when almost 50% of all mental health conditions come online. It happened for me when I was diagnosed with bipolar when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
But we also want it for folks my age, I'm 37, a little bit gray, that kind of got left behind and didn't have these resources that we have today. And including our elderly community is one of the fastest growing communities that deals with mental health conditions. So I think all of us, though, deal with this one thing is that when it comes to social media, we have people that are diagnosing us online that are not medical experts.
That's
We're
true.
told what to do, how to look, how to be, and so our show is trying to bring everybody back into the fold to be like, hey, let's talk to medical experts, here's some experiences, let's put it all together.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the medical experts part because you have a clinical psychologist that speaks every single time on the show, and y'all do therapeutic exercises as well. So we are going to work towards a goal of getting better.
That's exactly right, Rosie. So unfortunately, so many of us get to window shop when it comes to mental health, right? Like we know we need to get therapy, we know we need to be on medication, but we don't have access to it. So on the show, our real life clinical behavioral psychologist, Dr. Erin, takes us through real life therapeutic techniques. So we really try to combat this complexity we all live in with simplicity. So we do grounding exercises, we use things like ice packs, we do funny dances and sing silly songs, all to kind of ground ourselves and get us back in touch. And I know this is cringe, but with our inner child, because we need to do that. So that's a lot of what we do on the show, and we do it to where you don't have to get up off your couch. You just get to do it.
Kid-like world, yes.
Exactly,
It's a little bit on the fun side, it's a little bit on the simple side, but it's supposed to bring smiles to everybody involved.
That's the goal.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I do want to ask what you're hoping viewers will gain from the show. I know that the idea here is that it's okay to not feel okay, but we are trying to change it.
Yeah, we say the line on the show that it is okay to not be okay, but we don't want you to stay that way. So we want you to leave with whatever is going to fit for you. I think that's one of the biggest challenges right now is everybody's trying to fit us into a box.
Okay.
And so together as a group, hearing experiences and expertise, how can we find what works for you? What do you like? What do you not like? We're going to try it all and then hopefully send yourself off in the right direction.
So when we talk about like some of the therapeutic experiences and things like that you guys plan to cover, I'm so grateful that you have been vulnerable with us today and talking about your diagnosis with bipolar disorder. Are we talking to people who have maybe diagnoses already, or is this just kind of mental health for everybody?
Well, it's really not, the show isn't really learning about like what bipolar disorder is or depression. I mean, to be honest, we can all kind of Google that and learn that definition.
Yeah.
It's really about the nuance behind all these things. So to answer your question, yes, we have an array of different people on the show that deal with different things. So we talk about bipolar disorder, we talk about depression, we talk about panic attacks and anxiety, we talk about compassion fatigue, which really for our people on the front lines, right, when it comes to EMS and when it comes to nurses that are always dealing with people that are struggling, we talk about everything because that's life. And all of us deal with these things even if we don't think we do. So everybody is welcome to see the table. And the thing we hope you see on the show also to take away is you see yourself. To be like, hey, that's me. Hey, I go through that, or I know somebody that does. That's what we want you to leave with.
Yeah, the amount of empathy that you could gain from watching this and saying, oh my gosh, that's actually happening to a friend of mine right now. Their brother is going through chemotherapy or something like that. I know that they must be dealing with compassion fatigue themselves, because there's always, guilt complex as well. I'm doing well, but my family member is not. So there's a lot to unpack. So I know that you guys have a tall order.
We do, and I think right now, all of us are kind of feeling something that is resonating throughout the world, unfortunately, that's hatred. And we talk about on the show how to respond to emotions instead of reacting. We see so many people reacting to hatred with hatred.
Yeah.
So our show is a response to that hatred. Bring that big emotion to us, let's talk about it together, and we're gonna get through it.
Very timely.
That's what we're hoping to do with this show.
Okay, yeah, you brought an example of some of your therapeutic exercises today. You said you're going to do Find 10 with me. Tell me about that.
You're going to do Find 10.
I'm doing
You're
Find
doing
10.
Find 10. I do Find 10 every day. I've already done my Find 10. You're going to do Find 10. So this is a really simple skill, which is really what we try to do on the show. Simple. So this is a grounding exercise. This is a distress tolerance skill, which means we're trying to tolerate distress. So if you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling upset, grumpy, whatever it is, we're giving your brain a cool off with this to do something really easy. So this is all this is. Find 10. I want you to find 5 yellow things in your studio. That's all I want you to do.
That's all I have to do?
That's all you have to do, all right?
And this is helping my brain?
This is going to help your brain.
Okay, all right. Well, I see a big old pizza slice.
That's perfect. That's one right there.
That's a nice looking pizza slice right there. And right behind it, there's a sweet little sombrero.
That's yellow as well.
That is yellow, nice little, like, for under the chin area. We've got a mascot over here. So tell me about this little guy.
Well, I might have placed him here. This is Yellow Guy. He is the official mascot of our show. And we also have other characters. Sorry, I can take that again. I spiked the camera.
Oh, that's okay. You know, we're live, so it's okay.
Okay, my bad.
This is what live television is all about.
All right, so we do have these characters that are kind of like that chart we grew up with, right? Of like, how are we feeling today, right?
Yeah.
Are we anxious, sad, happy? So we have a bunch of characters like this on the show, but Yellow Guy is our main one.
Yellow Guy, okay, I see beautiful, painterly things behind me. I don't know if our camera is able to grab that because we have a picture in here from a local artist, Becca Borelli, but also I've got to point out Yellow Guy right on your
Yellow
top
Guy
there.
right there.
Okay,
Perfect, yeah.
We're out of time, but I want to make sure that I ask, when can we watch How Are We Today?
Yes, you can watch it a couple different places. So it airs on Austin PBS on the 13th at 6 p.m. It releases weekly, but the big one is going to be on the PBS app. That means completely for free for season 1. We also have been picked up by other affiliates nationwide. So if you go to our website, howarewetoday.com, you can learn all about those local listings.
Can do nothing but wish you huge success. This is a wonderful thing to offer,
Thank
folks.
you, Rosie. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tyler. Okay, for more information on this special program, visit howarewetoday.com or follow the show on social media at HowAreWeTodayOfficial.